So, hello and welcome back with Raimers Deluxe and the next great clip here about the Crew 2. So, this time I show you how big all the map is. So, we start here, the race. Look here, a very big wide open, and I'd like to race here, so I think that's a very big distance. And let us surprise how far we take, my friends. So, and what can I say more about this game? Yes, I wasn't sure if I buy it or not. What great is in the cars when you sit, so you can watch the back and you'll see the seats and something else about the car. That's really interesting. What can I say more? I had read about some bad news, so that it's hard to earn the money, and I can say not really, because you can re-race all the races, and yeah, so it isn't so hard like the zones are like. So we race the Ninja. I've bought it before for 3,000 credits. Oopsie daisy. Oops, don't lose control. Oh my goodness, that's really far. And the storyline is great, and I need to earn some points that I get the highest rank about the storyline. And I hope that's like the same like the Crew 1 when you race the other races, that you can earn some muffler or something else like that. And yes, so the music is very fantastic, but I need to turn off. I'm sorry about the gamer, I don't like trouble. So, but I think it's not so hard, so let us look here more and more, because you can spawn you to some far places. And it's important that you race all the time, because only when you race you can find new challenges and new great things. And I have seen that here it gives some Easter eggs, and so one of them is the Bigfoot is running here on the map, and the next one is more for the Zelda people, because you can find it on the rooftop about a house. There's, yes, the Zelda Tree Force sign on the rooftop. And what can I say more? Yes, I've got by the game yesterday. So that's Thursday today, and dear Troy, sorry about the videos about here from the PlayStation 1. I think I make more about the Crew 2, and it's a little bit interesting. And yes, don't get me wrong, and for the people about the Octopath Traveler, so there come some videos soon. But at this time, I'd like to show you here the Crew 2. What can I say more? Yes, so it's more about the crew, that you can invite free people and that you can race the races only with your friends and something else, and not really in the internet here. But I think that's no problem, and so at this time it's very interesting and funny. And look here how beautiful and how big the map is. And there it gives a lot of animals, and there it gives some special missions to take a picture about some animals or some special houses or something else, and that's really interesting. And when you drive sometimes through the cities, sometimes you can remembering about GTA or some other great games, because that looks like the same, and that's really fantastic. And what can I say more? Yes, here there gives a lot of different things you can use. You can switch here all the time to some other things like the airplane or the boat or something else more. And yes, so it's really perfect, because with all these different races here and all the same old races, the dragster race and the rally race and some races more about the crew 1 is in there. And what's about new is that one with the different airplane flights or maybe the boat races, and that's really fantastic. Look here. It's a very, very big world, and it makes a lot of fun when you come home from work and you need some time to relax. So yes, that is it. And I was surprised in the morning because when I start here the game, there was snowing. And that's no fake or something else, so it was snowing here on the map and all streets are white, and you'll see um, the things on the ground where you've been driving, and that looks like very beautiful when it's all in snow. But I don't know, because it's a way, because I drive here more and more the storyline, and I think here with the barn or something else, it can be that there comes out some cars you need to search and drive through the barns and something else more, and that's really interesting. And so for the beginning about the races, so I had here on the internet that's sometimes a little bit hard to win, and the enemies are often far away, and in the next time they are very close behind you. And yes, so a little bit it's hard, but it's no problem. So when you come under the first 3 places, you earn the great stuff like the muffler or something else more, and so you can tune up your bike or car or something else, and how often you make it, that the car or something else get more and more powered, and so it can be that you finish with 10 seconds in front of the enemies. And yes, so that's really fantastic. And yes, so you can rewrite the races and you earn more and more about these special, maybe I say balls, where you can earn the muffler and something else more. And yes, and I hope that you can earn the balls like the same when you drive here and drive through the flasher or something else and beat the record. Like the same on the first part about the crew 1. But here it's, yes, a little bit different, because only at this time it works from the storyline, the missions, where you can earn the balls. And what I have seen more is when you look about the characters, the mans look like more than girls, because when you look on the breast, that's not really sometimes a breast about a man, so it can be that you think that's a female. So look here. So we need to take a picture about the bears, and no, not Yogi Bear, no, some bears, brown bear or something else like that one. So you earn there some fans and money more. And there it gives a lot of so different things, and that's really interesting. But look here. I hope that I can show you here these different, yes, different, sorry, I don't find the perfect words. Landscapes, yes, so that's it. So with the city and from the woods through the snowing land and something else more and the mudland and yes, but it makes a lot of fun. Look here. Oh, beautiful. Very nice. And so some congratulations to Troy because he got his channel over 5 years. Sorry that I couldn't write you for congratulations. Yes, so that was a little bit a hard time for me, and yes. So, but it's all okay. Look here, we need to take a picture about some coyote. No, not a woman from the Coyote Ugly Bar, no, only the coyote. I don't know, is that correct, coyote? So I know idiot. Yes, is idiot the brother from coyote? So I don't think so. Look here. Oh. But what can I say more? Sometimes it's a little bit worry because when you look about the paint shops, about some oops, sorry. When you look about the paint shop, about the motorbikes or something else more, so sometimes it's very, very not much where you can choose, or maybe from the cars, the steel about the wheels. So sometimes there gives not really too different or something else, and that's a little bit worry. But I think it comes with some updates more and more. So let us surprise. So look here. And I hope that we can earn here some races more. Weep. And I think here is the difference, like the first part, because on the first part you need to drive through the sightseeing balls on the map that you can earn the money and some EP points more. And here I think it's different, so they have changed it into the photos where you need to make off. And that's really interesting. And I think, or maybe I hope, that the cops modus comes back again here in this game. And let us surprise here more and more. Yes. And what can I say more? Look here how far the view is, and so the game they had make it for the people who got the 4K Xbox and 4K televisions, and I think that's really interesting. So they got a better view like me, but it's no problem. And I play all the time with the first Xbox One game console who came out and without any trouble or something else, so that's really interesting. And yes, and about the Nintendo Switch, I'm sorry I can make every game some videos because I hear about some German friends who get trouble about Nintendo because yes. When you make some videos about only Nintendo games, so there gives some trouble, and that's why I make some videos about some other games who Nintendo not really is the producer about it, and yes, so that's the difference. Oh, look here, really fantastic. Oh my goodness. And what give it new? No, there gives not really new things. Oh, a cab service. Nice. Yellow cab service. And what can I say more? Oh, let's go here on this way. So, do it my way. What give it more? Let me remember. And yes, about Octopath Traveler. That's really great when you only, hey, get off my motorbike, you crazy choo banana. Yes, it's better when you take all the time the person with you here where can earn a lot of money. And yes, I have shown you about some videos where you can find the special caves where you can choose the next thing for your character if you go like a warrior or something else. And yes, so when I can find some more about these special caves, I make there some videos, but you know, it's a little bit hard to make some videos about some great new games, and yes, we've got not really big time for it. And that's why I had to buy the crew too, because yes, I have seen some videos about this game, and that's perfect. That's not really like the same like in the beta version or something else, and yes, so that's really interesting and make a lot of fun. And so I have combined it here about the wish from Troy, about some videos about calling McRae about the PlayStation 1. So yes, I can make some videos, but it takes yes, you need to wait a lot of time. I'm so sorry. Yes, that's the problem when you have a lot of great games, and yes, so that's it. And yes, sorry that you need to wait sometimes about new films or something else, but in Germany that's really hot, the weather like, and when you came home from the work, and we've got apartment, yes, under the rooftop, and yes, so the most people know it about when it's very hot about the temperature, so you can buy something else, and so you can save the way through a sauna because you get it at home, and that's really really ugly, my friends. And we've got no climatic machines in the house, and that's really crazy. And in Germany, it wasn't so very hot that you say, oh, we need some climatic machines in the house or something else. But so the most people who build their own house, so don't forget the climatic machines. Yes. And what can I say more? Look here. That's really, really beautiful. Oh my goodness. And also let us surprise, I have here that this year comes out Forza Horizon 4. And yes, I love the Forza Horizon parts because they make a lot of fun, because that's all very big open world racing games. And that's really fantastic. So let's drive it. Oh, we need to drive here, okay. What can I say more? Yes, you can only take the fast Star Trek version about beam from one side to the other side when you only mark some races, and so you can make the fast way to that. So sorry. And what give it more? Yes, here all about the city and landscapes and something else. There gives a lot of jumps, and yes, so in the races sometimes when you look on the radar, you can see that the computer enemies maybe a little bit cheating, because you can make there are some shortcuts, and that's sometimes why people mean they are in front of, and in the next time they are very close behind you. And yes, you can take the shortcuts too, so that's not the problem, my friends. So very nice. Look here, and the weather like is changing. It's, yes, in the afternoon, and in some races you need to race when it's raining or something else. And so when you start with sunshine, it can be that the weather change into rain, and so you can race on the rainy days. And yes, so with the photo, when you like to make a picture, you can choose the daytime or nighttime and something else more. And yes, I don't know what for Easter eggs they had here, more and more, where you can search. And yes, so let us surprise. Oh my goodness, look here. That's really, really far. And by the way, you can earn here some things more when you drive very close through the cars or something else more. Oh my goodness. That's really, really long. Look here how beautiful it looks like. So, oh my goodness, that's really far. I hope that's very, very long, this track. There gives no trouble about the game, because about some hours before, what was there? Ah, okay. So I was in a race, and after some seconds, so the race is stopping and the game is closing, and that was really horrible. But it was only one time, so that's no problem. Look here. What's that? Okay, that's some jump, and yes, so that's our the missions where you need to search about it when you race through the streets. And look on the left side, that's a mission for the airplanes, and there it gives a lot of different, so maybe the trick races or the fastest races and something else, and that's really interesting. Look here, what comes here as next. Okay. Okay, we can start this race because I need a higher rank. And yes, look down where the 20 are. You can read the red line needs to fill all the line, because that's the sign that we ranked up, and that's really hard. Whoopsie daisy. That's perfect. Look about the lens flare. But I don't like here about the design about the ninja. But I love it. And yes, I got only 90,000 bucks here in this game. And it's no problem, because you make some races, and after a short time you get more than 300,000 credits, and that's really easy. So the hardest way, oh look here, oops, kangaroos, kangaroos. The hardest game ever, that was the Test Drive Unlimited 2 with earn money and something else about the races, because when you re-race some races, you don't get the same money like when you race it the first time, and here it's no problem. And so let's use that one, because we don't know how long the game producer let that in or something else more. Oopsie daisy. That was very close. And so, yes. make often the re-races about some tracks, and so you earn more about the balls and something else more, where you can take it on your bike, car, airplane or boat. That's really interesting. Oopsie daisy. Whoops. Schwoops. And yes, so it makes a lot of fun. Look here. I hope it works. Not really. Okay, that's horrible. And let us surprise you more and more. I haven't got a gold account, but I think in the next time I buy it, because so you can make the challenges about the internet here, where you can earn more and more different parts for your driving vehicles or something else more. And yes, so 70 kilometers, my friends. And that's great that we don't need to refill the tank about the cars or something else. That's fantastic. So the game producer got a heart about the nature, so we don't need to tank any time, and that's really fantastic. So why we don't can make it in the reality? That gives too much problem, because I think we got the chance to make some cars who are not need a lot of benzene or gas or something else, but the problem is the system. Because when the system down can earn a lot of money, so they look like that's the people down can bring that out, and that's horrible. Yes, it's with all things. So when you bring something on the market where some other people don't earn a lot of money, so yes, that gives a lot of trouble. But I don't understand it. So let us look here if... Ooh, close. Very close. So let us look if it works here. When we make here a Ghost Rider here in the wrong traffic. No, it doesn't work. I don't know why, because with the car it works. But no problem. So... okay, be careful. Oh, look here. Old friends. I don't know what I need to make there about a picture. But I don't like to make it so the video takes more and more longer. But it's no problem. So that's only to show you how big the map is, and that you get some feeling about that all. That's really interesting. And I hope that there gives the same races like the crew one, where you can drive the Route 66 or something else like that one. That's really fantastic. But I hope that they don't give the same mistake like the video that I have made for the the crew one. So close for the finishing line, and after then, sorry, the contact to the server is missing. Yes. And that was hard, because you fight, you race, you give all that you can stay on the first position. And what happens? Yes, problem. That's hard. But look here, at this time I look on the shadow, on the ground, look here. It looks like very beautiful. Look here. Really fantastic. So, look here. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's fantastic. So let's give a little bit more speed. I don't know why there stands... oh, okay, that's perfect. We've got here some great new things. So, and I don't know why, but I like the motorbikes here in this game, and I need over 500,000 bucks here in this game, because I'd like to buy me the great motorbikes. I don't know why, but I love more the motorbikes than the cars, and that was on the first part about that game, that it feels like very beautiful when you drive with this view in the game. And yes, for me it makes a lot of fun. And for the motorbikes fans about who watching my channel, I can say the TT Super bikes on the PlayStation 2, where you can drive on the Isle of Man track, or maybe the other game for the one or PlayStation 4. So it's the remake about the game. It's very fantastic. So you drive not only about the Isle of Man track, there gives 9 different tracks more, and that's really fantastic because that's some tracks where you don't can drive in some other racing games, and that's why I love the game. Because when you buy super motorbikes and the other one, that's all time the same tracks and the same motorbike. Sometimes some motorbikes more or shorter, and yes, so the only different is the graphic engine. Yes, and that's why I don't buy some other racing games more about motorbikes, because I get some about that and that's enough. And so that's the same. I don't like really the football games. And yes, I can say to you that when we play football in the internet, that I lose all the time. So that's one of the games I couldn't play. I don't know why, but it's so. And yes, when you need more than 2 buttons and the steering stick at football, so I leave the room. Yes, that's what I hate. Now I've played on the internet between a friend of me, and I had only win because he had shooting our own goal. And that's the reason why I had won. Had he don't make a own goal, yes. So it was very a draw. So let us look. Okay. Sta ba da ba da ba dee dee dee. Okay, straight ahead. Perfect. Perfect. And what can I say more? Yes, so for the people who love GTA 5, so there gives some new music things about the game, and yes, so there gives a lot of great stuff. And the new update who came out a long time ago, that's really fantastic, because you get a very big bunker where you need to fight and something else more, and that's really interesting. And there it gives 4 different maybe finishing videos or something else, so I am not sure, but there it gives some different views. So, and you can look about some mystic things and creepy stories, so there it gives a lot of about GTA 5. And that one with the ghost on the rocks, I had make a film about that one where you can find it and on which time. That works really, and that's about, I think it's on my first channel about YouTube where you can see that. And yes, and Rockstar games, that is what I love, because they don't give some text or something else about some Easter eggs or something more, or maybe when you get some question about the one or other thing about the game, so they don't give you any help or something else. That's really interesting, and that's why I love so the games about Rockstar. And the treasure map for the people who had make that one, and I had make it and you earn 250,000 bucks and revolver, and the gun where you earn it's very perfect because you earn it about Red Dead Redemption 2. That's really interesting, and yes. And so when you look about the box where you can find the gun inside, when you look about the enemy, they looks like the same about here in the game Red Dead Redemption. And the tree is the same about Red Dead Redemption there. So when you look about the tree, it's summer, and yes, it's the only tree who haven't got any green on him, and that's really interesting. And so they called to the tree it's the bone tree because there it gives no green. And when you look really about the tree and get some remembering about Red Dead Redemption 1, so that's the same tree, and I think that's where beginning the video or dying some people about that tree, and that's really interesting. And yes, so that's really nice about the Easter eggs and something more what bring the game producer into the games. I love that. And here I'm not sure where the Bigfoot is. I have seen some video on the internet that there gives Bigfoot here on this map, and yes, so when I find him I show you about the coordinates and yes, where he lives, and that's yes, so let us surprise. But I don't know on which time I go on the search about Bigfoot. So yes, so let's surprising us. And what can I say more? Oh, look here. Some deers. Some reindeers. Crazy. But it... Ooh, a bear. A bear. Crazy. Yes, don't mess with bears. And not really with teddy bears. So, slow and low. Hello? Oh, the horn. Yes, I can use the horn, my friends. That's really fantastic, yes. But the cars haven't got a window cleaner. That's very... Why the game producer don't bring a window cleaner into that game? Oh my goodness. No one knows about my nose. So, okay, and you see here about the daylight is going into the night. That's really interesting. So, but look here on the motorbike. So I love this graphic, and yes, the people who got a 4K game console and 4K television, for they, I think they mean that's reality about the different. I couldn't believe it that a long time ago when I played on the old television and I had changed it into the PC monitor, that was difference like day and night. And yes, that's the same about here the audio things that you can buy. And when you buy some CD player with music boxes with their for 120 euros, so don't make it. And it's better when you take the money, buy your receiver, and after then the boxes and something else that's really interesting. And so you can really win some fights more about Call of Duty or something else, because the difference are like the same like day to night. And so you can really listen from which side the enemy comes or something else. And so when you get that one, yes, that's really great to win some games more and more, because that's really interesting. You can really hear about where the enemies are. So, okay. Oh, look here, that funnel. Whee! 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 Oh, look here, how beautiful it is. Really nice, my friends. Oh, what's here? Let's give some full speed. Can we make it? Yes, we can. So, oh my goodness. Look here. 14 kilometers to arrive at the finishing line, my friends. Okay, we got some points more. Okay. Oh my goodness, look here. Perfect. And yes, there gives a lot of great cars and something else more. So when you look like some cars or something else about the brands, that's really interesting, because about the brands they have take the airplanes and boats too, and that's really interesting. So about the fans about KTM, yes, they got a lot of motorbikes about that brand and the Expo car, and there it gives a lot of, there it gives for the motorbikes fan about the Indian, yes, these beautiful, very old motorbikes. There gives two different motorbikes about the brand Indian. They are look very fantastic, and I know the Indian about the television, and there gives in America the person who search about all things and something else more, and I have forgot how the series are called, and the Denise is on the shopping building and give the orders to his two bosses, and yes, so they drive to the one or other orderer, and so they look what they sell and something else more. And about this film I know about the Indian. I think the Indian is more for the people on the first place, like Harley Davidson. And yes, so I think so. So for me, I think the Indian is, yes, the favorite motorbikes on rank 1 for me, but I haven't got a license for motorbikes, and I think I don't drive it in the reality, because you get only one health, and when it's over, yes, there gives no continue. And if you make the accident or some other person hits you on the motorbike, so it's not important, because so or other the bad is you lose your health, and that's why I drive with the car. So look here, we come closer and closer through the finishing line. Look here. On that one, when you can remembering about it, that was from the first part about the crew 1. Wee! Crazy! So look here. Oh my goodness. Oh, stay on the track. But it's really, really interesting here how big The map is very fantastic. So come on, come on. Whee! And yes, don't forget to look like in the races when you drive the races about some shortcuts. And don't forget when you drive the boat races, press the left stick down, because so you drive faster. So my friends, that was the first video here about the Crew 2, and I hope you had enjoyed the race, and see you in the next time. Stay alive, and yes, don't forget you'll be watching me, and a lot of greetings out to Troy and the other people, and to all people around the world. Make love, not war, and see you soon, your Raimers Deluxe. Bye bye.